pro to being an owner. Did you struggle with that at all? And if so, what kind of maybe turned the tide for you and woke you up to the
Sure.
differences in being an owner now instead of being the design professional?
Oh, that's a great question because I was just, I mean, I knew from an early age I wanted to be in architecture. I wanted to help people solve problems, give them better spaces to function in. So I was actually surprised myself that I was even interested in leaving architecture, going to an owner's world. But what was drawing me to that is I wanted to know more about why. And so I was getting a little flustered, quite frankly, on the architecture side, like focusing on one project, getting it done and then leaving it and not really understanding what happened afterwards, things like that. I actually got in trouble quite a bit. Like you can't spend all that time there with the customer kind of thing, which is, good and bad. But, when I did transition to the owner side, it took me probably, I mean, a solid year, almost 18 months to really understand what it took to represent an owner and really manage and deliver a project all the way through an initial conception of an idea, through occupancy and then sustaining that, turning that over to folks that were really our counterparts in facility operations. And it was a lot to learn. I thought, coming in as a young architect, I got this. I know I can handle this role, but it was a lot to learn. The level of sophistication of an owner's just organization, how they're put together, who reports to whom, who's responsible for what, who do I go to for support? Because there was also typically, and maybe healthcare specific, but there's a lot of internal ownership to all the different, I'm going to say, parts and pieces of a facility. And so there was a lot to learn, and even just interesting to learn, how folks were selected and how you bring people together, choose different folks to work with. It was eye opening, but and it, like I said, it took me a solid 18 months to really, I would say, ground myself where I was confident being on the
Mhm.
owner's world coming from the architectural world.